So, what are the backrooms? Well, they are best described as a series of infinite mazes. These mazes have a different theme from other mazes and are called levels. Each level houses its own creatures and psychological effects on the ones who enter them. Some people believe there's only one level, some believe there's only three, and others believe there is an infinite amount of levels. Now it's time to recreate that in Roblox. So far stuff like data saving and the main menu is made, as well as a few builds. So at the moment when you spawn in, it's just an empty base plate. There's no actual map. Luckily I have a map gen that randomly generates level 0 here already. But there's still a problem. On the wiki it says that you never come into contact with any other life form, so I had to figure out a way to make it look like you're alone in the server when in level 0 even though other people are in the server. Sure, I could just make players invisible to other players, but if the invisible players interacted with stuff on your side it looks like the stuff acts on its own. So I had to make level 0 generate on the client, so only the player can interact with everything on level 0. After a lot of errors I made the map generate from a local script, and a somewhat working player invisibility script, but the map still felt bland, so I wanted to add item spawning as well as to make rooms have a chance to randomly look a bit different. So I did both of that by making it change random properties of the room, like amount of sockets on the wall, randomly placed walls inside the room, amount of lights disabled and other things, as well as handling item spawning. Items will only spawn rarely, but not too rare to the point where it's impossible to find, since level 0 is supposed to be empty most of the time. After adding that, level 0 didn't feel as bland as before. Since it says no two rooms in level 0 are exactly the same, I think I got that description right. Since level 0's map mostly done, I moved it to the main game. First thing done was making the map generate when you spawn in, and polished the GUIs. Then the game mechanics, first one being sanity. Scripted some sanity effects and a test entity, and a few miscellaneous adjustments. The game felt boring, so I added another test entity and epic ambience. Now the next step is adding entities. For level 0 the entities will just be sanity reducing ones, like the one you saw before. Changed the test entities to actively follow you and scripted a flashlight that slows down enemy too, almond water that heals your sanity, batteries that refill flashlight, and energy bars that do nothing because lazy. Made all of them spawn in the loot rooms. Also have these weird portal things spawning because yes! There's active hazards, some power UPS to keep you from dying, but still missing one thing: an exit. I really had no idea how to begin, so I imported the level 1 map gen that's been rotting for months in a test place. Made it spawn in game after tweaking some stuff, and there's doors now. Now back to the exits. I started using elevators as an exit. Here they just lead you to other elevators. But in level 0 the elevator spawns like 35 rooms away from the center and always brings you to level 1 from 0. Exit 2 will be the fire exit. It just uses epic portal to teleport you to level 1. Now that level 0 is finished, it's time to finish off level 1. Unlike level 0, you can freely interact with other people and entities in level 1. So the isolation effect is off here, and so are those other test entities. There's also this room with items here, so you have somewhere to get supplies. As you can see, you can now interact with real human beings. And now for one of the most iconic part of the backrooms: the entities. The monsters that lurk in the dark. Since the map can be massive, entities spawn in nearby rooms every few minutes. There's only going to be skin stealers and hounds for this version, so it's a 50-50 if a hound or skin stealer spawns. Now I'll spend the next 3 hours of my life trying to get an AI that works with 4 phases.
One eternity later.
The phases are wandering when the AI aimlessly moves around, searching, when the AI hears something and starts moving to the position of the noise, noticing when the AI sees you, chasing, when the AI runs after you, it will last until line of sight is broken for at least 3 seconds. And I used that to make the hound and skin stealer. Took me a while to finish the animations. But I finished both enemies and made them spawn around level 1. Only problem I have with them is that they can't be stopped by doors. No barrier in game can save you from them, which makes it impossible to run away from them. Now that everything is done, here's gameplay of the game from level 0 to level 1. Basically, when you reach level 1 and they run after you, you're fucked. And that's that. I made a Backrooms game. I plan on adding more to it and posting major progress of the game in the forms of videos like this.